so because my internet will cut out.
You
So
sure?
yeah, I won't. I'll just play along as we go. Oh, we're live.
Yeah, we are. Hopefully, the audio's working. Hi, everybody. Hopefully, you can hear us. Um,
Let us know if you can hear us.
yeah, please let us know in chat if that's all right. Yeah, well, thank you. I'm actually doing the streaming now, so this is a little bit of a crash course. It's been a while since I've done anything. Um, if you can let me know how Dan's levels are, if I'm much louder than him.
Hello, hello. I am back. We've had an internet shortage, and we've panic station Paul into the forte, and he's now going to take over the stream for us this evening. So
Yeah. So
there we go. We're sorted. Let's get on to the action. We're
oh
through
god, yeah,
qualifying. It's free.
I've got to control the game and everything now, like the stream and everything. Oh god, I'm out of practice with this. This is going to be fun, isn't it? Right. So in that whole panic, Dan, just keep talking for a moment while I just get my
Yeah, that's fine.
self up and running.
Well, so we can update you on how we're looking. So Jacob Sorensen is on pole at the moment. He's on a 2-minute 6.8. And then Andrea Baldetto behind him, 2 minutes 8:67. So these guys are both just on par with each other and going pillar to post for the finale. Like I said, these two guys are side by side in the championship now, and it's going to come down to today's hour-long race and see where those two come along, and especially with it being an hour long as well. There's certainly lots more opportunities for things to happen out on track. As we can see, there's drivers getting disqualified there. They are the ones that are getting disqualified due to having pit penalties. There's quite a few of them this evening. There's quite a few of them all weekend. To be honest, all weekend we're going to have quite a few disqualifications in place during qualifying.
Just trying to
Just to
remember
that
how to
accumulation.
turn off the player names because I normally have.
Press V. Press V on your keyboard whilst in game.
There we go. Right. There we go. Right. Oh God, it's been a while as we're watching someone. Yeah. Anyway, there's the leaderboard at the moment. So as you just said, Sorensen's currently the quickest with a 2-minute 6, and 17 minutes of qualifying to go.
Well, we got in for some qualifying. I was half expecting us to get here for the start of the race, and we'd both be surprised by the grid order. But we got here for some qualifying. Who knew we'd get to week 5 of the championship before we'd run out of options? So, and the internet would just completely poop itself. So,
oh, who knew? Right. It's been so long since I've done any of this. So Eckhart von Glan was looking up on his time in the Bentley, but unfortunately has just kind of thrown it all away very easily, which is easy to do around Silverstone, isn't it, Dan?
yeah, it really is very easy to get. You can get one lap really strong and set that ultimate fast time to put yourself in pole, and then you can just be trying to push it. You can find time. There's so much time during the lap around Silverstone that you can just find so much time that it's really also easy to lose so much time. You can get 1 or 2 corners wrong, and it all just goes a bit skew-whiff, especially going through this stage now, which Eckhart is going through, coming down the Hamilton straight. It's just every car's a little bit different, especially being in that big boy Bentley that you can see there. It's gonna set a tone for the rest of the race, really.
Yeah, that did not go to a camera that I expected it to go to. But anyway.
So F3 gives you the TV cameras, if that helps.
Well, that F4 got me to that TV one, so I don't know what as he's gone.
I might have changed mine.
As he's gone. No one is setting a faster lap time at the moment, but still a few drivers. The GT4 guys are still in the pits waiting their time. But where is our so Craig Gibson? I think is it his first season with us? Isn't it? He's not raced with us until this season.
I think so. I don't recognise his name. We've got a few new ones that joined midway through the season. Jonas Kvitsto being one of them in P8. Dieter Sandholm was another one that joined mid-season. He's in P3. So we've got a few new faces there this evening as well, and these guys have been extraordinary. Honestly, coming into a championship midway through, or their first ever championship in ACC, and they're putting on a show, and they're just trying their absolute hardest.
Yeah.
Like I said, no one's really up on their time, and the pro drivers are out on track as well now. So the last Mark Chardon's was the last and he's pulled into the pits. So we're going to have a little crack on how the pros do, and hopefully we've got through a few of the technical difficulties that were plaguing us at the start.
Yeah.
David Long's your first car through, if that helps.
That really does. That really does help. I'm just finding him in the. Where the hell is he? Oh, there he is. Right, there we go. Brilliant. Yeah, questionable livery, but we'll leave that for another time. Yeah. In the formidable Aston
We're gonna
Martin.
have full roles of We're gonna have full rules reversed this evening, aren't we? I'm gonna have to go and get the stewards document open.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, I know
no, I'm not used to this.
I know
I am not used to this.
You're gonna you'll appreciate what I do for you and what you do for me. This is the appreciation society, you know.
We've
But
got all the way to the final round of the championship before it all went a bit tits up, which is, to be fair,
it's been coming though, isn't it? I mean, let's be honest. Your internet,
yeah, 100%.
yeah. So, are you while we're talking about, are you upgrading your internet to full fibre, or is it? Just,
yes.
Yeah. Oh,
I've got full fibre. It's just the provider is awful.
Oh.
So I mean, we're still going to a questionable provider in Sky over. We're with PlusNet at the moment.
Right.
But
okay.
the minimum speed was something like the minimum speed for the new package is something like 61 meg, I think it is. Whereas at the moment it's like 10.
Right.
So.
Okay. Yeah, I've got some friends.
Apparently I need turning down a little bit for. I don't know if you've seen it and adjusted it.
No, I haven't.
Apparently I'm a bit loud.
Okay. Well.
We're adjusting the audio levels as we go. Like we said, if you were here for the start, you would have seen that we had a few technical difficulties during the intro, and I mean it must have worked swapping over because I actually stayed connected to the server longer than 2 laps, which is more than what I was. But anyway, David Long then on the first of his flying laps.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's funny because looking at the bars, I'm louder than you, so it's funny how that. the wonders of technology. Yeah, I love it. But I've also turned, because I've turned you down, I've turned the game down a little bit as well. So just a little bit of feedback in chat. I haven't got chat open at the moment, but
I'll let you know.
Yeah, please do. So David Long, hoping to win the championship this evening.
Yeah, hopefully he can give it in a good show and get the job done essentially. But he's looking on fire on this lap. To be honest, he's looking very comfortable in the way round he's going.
Yeah, I drove the Aston for quite a few races, and it is a good solid base of a car, and it's pretty consistent around most of the tracks, and as we know, isn't necessarily as quick out the corners, but you gain that time in the braking zones because it is very good on the brakes as we look and watching on board with David Long as he's coming around to cross the line for the first time. And there he goes, top of the tree with a 2:03. And there'll be more time to find. The track is now optimum as well. Let's have a look at Gareth Ronda, shall we? The Mazepin fan club. Blimey. Whatever next. I can't hear Dan, so I don't know if he's still with me, but
Do you know what? I've been talking and my microphone muted. Obviously the technical difficulties this evening.
Well, that's caused by your own stupidity, though. That one you can't even blame your ISP for that.
Well, because I have lighting, but my lighting is voice controlled, so I don't need it anymore because we're not going to have webcams because my internet's crap. So I muted myself to turn my lights off and forgot to unmute myself.
Have you got Philips Hue bulbs?
No. It's like a Bluetooth.
Oh right, okay.
Google activated
Okay.
System,
Yeah.
So
I've got a couple of really handy smart plugs around the house and things.
Yeah, that's all. A lot of our lights are on voice control around the flat, and my stream lighting is one of those. So yeah, Gareth Ronda then coming through the final corner. I think this has been a banker lap for him.
Yeah. So.
Oh, he's actually invalid, so it wasn't even a banker.
That's the thing about the broadcasting. It's kind of hard to see. But I just want to bring our attention to Laszlo Nemeth. Again, he's got pace, but also got a mistake in him. He's nearly 2 seconds up on his best time, which is a 2:01.9. So he's headed to the 1:59s as things stand, and he's into the final sector of the track by the looks of it.
Laszlo Nemeth. There we go. Oh, he goes pole 1:59.9 then with that lap.
Yeah, in the McLaren as well. So yeah, I mean that first corner there is tricky. I mean that's where I tend to struggle around here. You can take too much of that curb on the right hand side. Have I just realised that tonight I've got to do the grid walk, haven't I? I've got to like.
Yeah, we can do. You don't have to.
Oh, God, the pressure is on tonight.
So Nemeth just found 3/10 coming out of Chapel, and it looked to me like it was invalid. 4/10 now. He's 4/10 up, and he is valid. It looked to me like he would have invalidated that because he was so far hanging onto the edge of that Chapel corner that. Oh, he's found loads of time as well through club.
Is the McLaren particularly good round here, or?
Oh, the McLaren's like the strongest car around Silverstone.
Okay.
It's unreal. So.
I'll be honest. I haven't really driven the McLaren, but David Long's also nearly half a second up, and I think he's further around the lap. So let's follow him for the moment, and let's swap to my favourite camera view, which is the Helicam, because you get to see more of what's going on. But I do like the onboards as well, though, to be fair. So he's coming into the final sector of the track. I mean, it's so close at the top there, isn't it? I mean, not even 1/100th of a second between them.
Really, really close. But I mean, Nemeth is up a substantial amount of time as well as Long.
I'm expecting
losing a bit of time to Luffield.
Paddy Redman's currently 6th. I don't know if you spotted that. He's just slotted in there, so which is good to see.
Could break the 58s here from Nemeth as well. Long goes in pole with a 59.7.
Okay, Nemeth, here we go. Takes that nice and tight, runs using all the track he possibly at 1:59.3. Look at that. Whew. It's making me sweat just looking at it.
Fine.
Right, Andy Behan, who you know, has a chance of winning the championship if things go his way. He's currently a second up, so he's headed towards a possibly a low 2-minute at the moment. Excuse me, a low 2-minute. He's currently in 9th position. He's gained a little bit of time in the braking zone there.
Lost it into Luffield though, which is where it's. Oh, he actually gained a load in Luffield as well on the exit.
Sometimes slow in is fast out, you see. I mean, you'd know all about that, wouldn't you? Slow in, fast out.
100%.
Ray Birch looking to set his fastest lap at the moment. I mean, it would be a low, maybe a high 2-minute he's probably heading towards. We do also have Louis, or Baldwin Louis. I don't know if that's the wrong way round.
I think it is the right way. He's always been Baldwin Louis. So just as a sound update, Paul.
Yes.
You need to turn the game sound up a tad and me up a tad. Or game sound up more than you turn me up. But
okay.
That helps.
Yeah. Let me.
And then chat can feed that back as we go. I also stopped shouting as well, so that might help.
Okay, well I've turned, because you're on the same channel as the game, and then I have a separate volume slider.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I have. There's a really handy app that I use called Ear Trumpet, and it's in the Windows Store, and it sits in your Windows toolbar, and you can, as well as you can leave everything like every game at 100 max, and you just control it the application level separately from your taskbar.
I might have to have a little look into that as Ray Birch goes in 7/10 up. He's down into the 2-minute mark. Ed Terrell then coming round. He's in 9th at the moment. He's found 4/10 even as he goes into Luffield. see where that puts him. It's still a 1.7 second gap between P9 and P1. That's what Different Planet, Nemeth and David Long are on at the moment. They're the only two drivers into the 59s.
So
Goes across the lines into 7th.
Baldwin Louis is a second up. So he's not fast. He's going to put him into a 202 or maybe a high 201, which will maybe gain him a couple of places, put him into 18th perhaps. Let's see what happens when he crosses the line. Yep, there you go. Look.
Oh, what a guess that was! It's like we've become pros.
I know, and I'm terrible at maths. So if I can do it, anybody can. Okay, so
Daniel Duret's found half a second.
yeah,
I'm
on him. I'm on him. That's fine. We got him. We've got him in on shot. As soon as you
mentioned his name.
Well, I was already looking. I was like, who's the fastest guy out there at the moment? I can see that also Baldwin Lewis on his current lap is nearly half a second up already, so he might get into the low 201s, which could, do you know what, could push him all the way to 11th. He could gain 7 places if he keeps that up around the whole lap or even finds a bit more time. So we'll keep an eye on that. He's currently in 18th position.
Duret's found quite a lot of time through Farm now, and he's coming down the village straight. And he's up 7 tenths. It could be he needs to find a whole second, so it's definitely possible if he's got time to pick up in Luffield, but which he looks like he does. He slams the brakes in through Brooklands, and then he's going to hang the right-hander of Luffield now and see how much he gains or loses. Looks to keep it nice and steady. Lost about a tenth through Luffield. Get picked out a couple of hundredths up on the exit. Going to find himself 7 tenths here then. Puts him up to P2 then, so he's into the 59, 59.5 then. So Marcus Haller.
Yeah.
Next one I'm looking at, he's 3 tenths up going into Luffield. Got Gary Allen in front of him for company.
Gareth Ronda's also 3 tenths up at the moment as well, and he's got a Ferrari potential. I mean, Gareth Ronda's currently 4.9 seconds off the fastest lap time. That's quite a gap.
Well, the fastest lap time is a 59 flat, which is exceptional. You might not even see some of the silver drivers next week push onto that, but Haller's gone into P5 with a 2 minutes 0.387.
Very nice. Duret is also going round again, and he's up, as where Laszlo Nemeth is currently sat in the pits. He's obviously feeling quite comfortable. David Long's also in the pits as well. Ed Terrell is up. He didn't have a great time out in race 1, I think it was, wasn't it? At Laguna Seca. He got taken out.
Yeah, he didn't have the greatest of times.
No, he didn't. But he's in the final sector by the looks of it. Yes, so we'll have a look at Ed and see. He's now half a second out. He's just lost a tiny bit of time there, and he's got a bit of a wobble on the car. And he's in the middle sector of the lap. As he just goes past the new complex. He's lost a little bit of that time, which is unfortunate. That's
going to be invalid.
Well, Gareth Ronda, I mean, he's only done, the fast lap has been a 2:04, and he's just done a 2:03 as he crosses the line there. So he was 1.4 seconds out. He's still got a minute, but he's also got a car ahead of him, which he doesn't ideally want right now. Daniel Duret. Also,
he's lost quite a lot of time.
He has, yes.
Coming out of Luffield as Duret, but I think he missed the entrance. Sorry, of what's the quarter? It's not Brooklands, is it? This is before. It is Brooklands, isn't it? I can't remember.
Honestly, got no idea. So Bruce Hopkins is the guy that's in front of Gareth. Luckily for Gareth, Bruce Hopkins is half a second up on his best, which his best is a 2:03.4, where Gareth's is a low 2:03. So it means he's going faster than Gareth. Gareth's not going to have an excuse that he held him up. That's what I'm basically saying here. So no blaming Bruce. But it's nice to give someone who doesn't get much airtime. So let's see if he can improve. If he does this, it's going to be a high 2:02. Could get 19th. But if he gains a little bit, he's just lost a teeny bit there. Tiny bit. The clock's gone down to 0, so he's got to make this count. So the pressure is on him. His heart's probably pumping away because he knows that it's important as we ride on board with him now. No pressure, Bruce. Give us a Brucey bonus. Come on, mate.
So just in
it's
chat, to answer something that's in chat, the DSQs are drivers that are banned from qualifying due to picking up a culmination of penalty points throughout the season. Laguna was pretty questionable for some of our bronze split drivers. Obviously, it's a difficult track to manage sometimes, especially of how hot it was. 59.6 then from Andy Bahan. I was watching that in the background of Bruce Hopkins, sorry.
That's
Put him
okay.
up into P3.
Well, Bruce is up 1.2 now, so he's going to go. He's going to jump quite a few places with this lap. There you go,
Okay,
19.
up to 19.
Yeah,
Great drive from Bruce Hopkins then.
yeah. I mean, you know, that's respectable to be within 3 seconds. I mean, and also between 19th and 20th, that is quite a gap. That's half a second there. So, yeah. Right.
There we go then. Qualifying's going to come to a finish.
Yeah. It is. It is indeed.
And unfortunately, we've now got no other assets to swap between. So we're going to have a little look at the timetable. Maybe, Paul, that might help clear some time as the server swaps over.
Yes, indeed. So Laszlo Nemeth with the pole with a blinding 1:59.3. Daniel Jarrett with a 1:59.5 in second. And Andy Behan, David Long, Marcus Haller. I'm trying to remember everybody's first names. You're very good at this. Ed Terrell, Jacob Sonson, Ray Birch.
Yep.
Andy?
Andrea
Andreas.
Valdetto.
I know this one, Paddy. That's a top 10.
Yeah.
I think that's his best quali this season. So that's good. He'll be pleased with that. He's definitely one to watch tonight. You'll have to do the rest, mate. I've got no idea.
Dieter Santon, Nick van Gastel, Mark Chardons, Oscar Oliberg, Jose Neves, Gary Allen in P16, then Dave Wirch 17th, Baldwin Louis in 18th, Bruce Hopkins in 19th, Eckhart von Glan in 20th, Jonas Kavitso finds himself in 21st. Then we've got Gareth Ronda, who hopefully is going to have a better connection than I will have had today, in 22nd. Then we've got Christian Smith, Craig Gibson, Vita Espello. That's not. We expect Vita's probably to be higher up the order. Alice McGuigan, then Philip Menzies is the last driver to set. They've got two drivers that weren't, but Roy Bottomley and G Gray on the timing board who didn't manage to set a lap. And then we've got our 6 drivers that received qualifying bans for this evening, being McCloskey, Richard McCloskey, Stephen Wiley, Ian Otley, Michael Wilden, Fito Fernandez, and Olivia Hamal.
Yes, quite.
I mean, we're going to see some inflated lap times across this weekend, because for those that don't know, we have a team event coming up soon, the Silverstone 6-hour event, and the qualifying server for that has been running for about 3 weeks now, and drivers have been taking part in a lot of qualifying laps on there. So there has been a lot of opportunity for drivers to put time into Silverstone throughout the season. So we're now 5 weeks into a championship, and people that are picking up new cars, cars they're not familiar with, might now be getting cut to a point where they're comfy in their car choice, and now being able to extract that extra few tenths out of the car just from knowing how to drive it or how to set it up properly.
Yeah. Well, you're right. If the practice server has been up that long and people are practicing for the team event, it's gonna mean we're gonna get some faster lap times than what we would expect. Obviously, something we're not touched on is tonight. Normally we do a 2 times 30-minute race tonight, so a 1 60-minute race, isn't it?
Yes, it's only 60 minutes this evening, so it's going to be the finale we run it last season at Suzuka, and it was really positive feedback from our community members. So we decided to go again with it and run 2 times, or just a 1-hour race again for this as well. So we'll see how it goes. There we're going to see Paul Glover attempting to do the camera work for
I do have an Xbox controller, which apparently is very good for doing this, but I haven't had a go at practicing doing it. So
oh, that's all right. If you press V, the driver names will come up as well. That'll help us out.
Oh, right, okay.
But I mean, I can read them out if you're not confident with it, but I'm happy to let you roll with it.
No. You go ahead, mate. You go ahead. I mean, you dropped this on me this evening. I mean, to be fair, I think I'm doing a bloody good job considering.
Oh, you're doing a fantastic job. Honestly, it was either going to be you or no broadcaster for the finale, and we don't want to do that to our drivers. But I mean, this is you are the new direct the best a man can get, Paul Glover. That's what we are. So Laszlo Nemeth on pole, then Daniel Durrett in P2, Andy Bahan in P3, David Long finds himself in P4, he didn't get that pole position that he needed to secure the championship. So he's going to have to see if he can run alongside Bahar. And then we've got Marcus Haller in the Audi. Let's see if he can get a good results finish. We know he's quick. It's whether he can be consistent enough. Ed Terrell in P6. Oh, that made my eyes go watching that.
I don't really know what happened there. That was unusual.
Jacob Sorensen then in P7, Ray Birch in P8, Andrea Baldetto in P9. Paddy Redmond had a great showing at the weekend. Finds himself in P10. Dieter Santon in P11, Nick Van Gastel in P12. Mark Chardons, or Chardon, Chardonnans. We know I'm not going to get the names right. Oscar Isberg in P14. Jose Neves then in 17 next to Gary Allen in that Golf livery Aston Martin. Dave Wirch finds himself in 17th. Baldwin Louis in 18th. Bruce Hopkins in 19th. And Eckhart von Glan rounds out your top 20. And then we reach the tail end of the order. And we've got Jonas Kavitso in 21st. Gareth Ronda in 22nd. Christian Smith in 23rd. Craig Gibson in 24th. We don't need to put focus on that horrible looking Jaguar. We've got Futa Espello in 25th, Alice McGuigan 26th, Philip Menzies in 27th, Richard McCloskey, Stephen Wiley, Ian Otley, Michael Wilden, Fito Fernandez and Olivier Hamal then not setting a time or starting from the pits. Oh, we're through the last grid walk of the season, Paul. The last grid walk of the season. And it's been, honestly, if we don't forget to say, it's been an absolute pleasure this season working alongside you. And it culminates in today with chucking you the reins last minute. Let's get a prediction on the go. Who are we predicting, chat?
I would say Nemeth, but I think he's got a mistake in him. And
Yep.
I think it's fair to say that the Lambo has probably got some pace around here. So I'm going to say Durrett.
So Nemeth versus Durrett. Then is going to be our prediction for. I've spelt his name wrong. Is it Nemeth or Nameth? It's Nemeth, isn't it?
Yeah,
Nemeth.
Yeah.
Versus Durrett. It's going to be our prediction. Going to have 2 minutes on that. That's be about the length of the outlaps. To get your predictions in the chat. The prediction bot is now up and running, and yeah, I think we're going to be in for an interesting evening. An hour-long race this evening. Still got a 20-minute pit window in the middle. So our drivers need to remain calm and consistent for 20 minutes instead of 7.5, which is going to be the real test here this evening.
So we ride on Baldwin Gareth Ronda. How do you think he's going to be disappointed with qualifying, or do you think it's the car choice?
I think he's done well in terms of qualifying. He's up there. I mean, there's 33 drivers on grid. There's only 27 qualifying. He finds himself at 22. But if you remember back to Nürburgring as well, in round 2, he had an average qualifying and found himself in the top 10 in both races, I believe. So
yeah,
I mean, he's definitely got it in him to pick up some points. So
yeah. Another driver I want to just focus on for a bit is Alice McGuigan. I think she's, has got pace, but I think, unfortunately for her, gets caught up in a few instances, mostly at the start. Not necessarily her fault, but I think needs a bit more luck from time to time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've seen some comments in their championship chat over the week, and Alice is definitely one to be vocal on the fact that she's just going to try and remain at race pace and just keep it clean and consistent and pick up positions where you can. And honestly, Silverstone is a great track to get that done on because there's plenty of places for mistakes. We see Vito Fernandez there in the background warming his tyres on the grass. So, I mean, like I said, there's definitely plenty of opportunities for mistakes to be made and those positions to be gained. And if you can take it through Beckett's early through lap 1 and maybe even lap 2, depending on how tight the field are, you're going to make positions up as everyone else around you makes mistakes.
Another driver that I just want to talk about is Jose Neves. Qualified 15th, had a really good first couple of rounds and hasn't really been on. I don't know. I don't really know what's happened to him.
Yeah, I mean, his pace falls off as you go along. I mean, you might, like we're saying, you've got the two sides of the same coin with the car choices. You may be learning more about the car you've picked, but on the other hand, you may be getting really frustrated with the car you picked.
Yeah,
and just wanting the season to be over and done with. So
But
You
yeah,
can
I
see
think
the
it's
drivers start to form up the 2x2 shortly.
exactly. The game tends to bunch up the pack as a car, as I think as a Bentley's gone way wide in the background there. So as we're looking at Laszlo Nemeth, and I will bring up broadcasting with the track map as well. So yes, the old Silverstone once used to be, as we all know, because I talk about it every year we go back there, used to be an airport, used to be a runway. So, and was used in the war. So there we go, a little bit of history for you. Who says you don't learn anything while sim racing? So,
Okay, then so we're 2x2 as we come around the last corner. Sorry about that. Got a little bit distracted on the side.
that's absolutely fine. Don't let it happen again.
Sorry, please forgive me. It's been an absolute shambles. So here we go then. So ACCSimSeries. It's going to be the final round of the bronze split action, and we're about to go green. Then as we cross the line, a great start from the McLaren. The Aston Martin really has a good start as well behind, but Durrett diving down the outside. Haller looking down the inside of Long as well, and further down the pack, we'll have a little look. There's a few slow cars, couple of cars in the pit exit as they've been bumped and barged their way through, and the pack's now going to concertina up as we go into Maggots Beckett's for the first time. A little bit of smoke being picked up there. Oh, there is a car off to the left. Can't quite see who
I think
that
it's
is.
an AMG by the looks of it. I'm not quite sure who that is, but I think they're back.
It might have been Paddy Redmond actually. I think it could be someone further down the order actually. But here we go then. So the drivers are crossing the timing beam for the first time. We've still got, I think, Laszlo Nemeth out in the lead. He is with Daniel Durrett tightly behind him. Andy Bahan in third place, and David Long finds himself in fourth place. David Long decking down the outside, trying to get as much room as he can on using those late brakes of the Aston Martin. There's a carnage behind involving car 54, and a couple of others off as well. But Nemeth leads them through the Hamilton straight for the first time. Daniel Durrett in chase. Car 55, so not a good stint for the 50s. Both having mares. 54 was Dave.
So I think
Wirch.
you were right. I think it might have been Paddy that went off there because he's fallen back 4 spots. He's now well, actually no, I think he finds himself in 12. So he's gained a couple. He did fall back all the way to 14th. As we've got quite a bunch of cars here at the moment.
Gareth Ronda was involved in an incident there as well, so he's fallen down the order. Ed Terrell, there we see on the screen in the pack. Oh, there's a bit of carnage behind then in farm. Not too sure who's involved in that one. We'll have a little look shortly.
I think it might be Nick Van Gastel. He's slow. Car number 8 has also got a yellow flag. I can see further back. I'm just trying to find them on the. I'm sorry, out of practice.
Peter Sandon is car number 8. He's got it going again. He's going to have the Jag. Oh, there's a collision there. That's just the car rejoining and a car going slow between.
So Nick Van Gastel's entering the pits. So yeah, must have had
some issues there then.
Yeah.
Further back, we just saw Gareth Ronda. Oh, I just saw, sorry, Gareth Ronda collect Dieter Sandon going into Luffield. Just, I think Dieter had a bit of an incident and has been cut. Or there was just slow going into the corner, and Gareth just had too much speed going in. But let's have a little look through the order.
So watching a couple of the cars going wide there. Is that who was that in the? No, it's not letting me click. So Ian Otley currently finds himself in 24th position. But let's go and look at the leaders. I think.
And talking of the leaders,
Nemeth is
talking of the.
Go on.
Yeah, Nemeth and Durrett have just pulled a 4.5 second lead after just one lap. So I'm not too sure what happened behind between Bahan and Long and the rest of the pack. But these two guys have started to really filter in. We're going to have some penalties coming through. I'll just bring the spreadsheet up and have a little look at what they're involved with. For you, where is my mouse gone? There it is. So race 1, we've got penalties for car number 23, No descriptions yet, but the penalties are coming in. We've had 17 incidents so far. Car number 17 brakes too late and rear end 77. That's the first 10-second penalty.
So it's quite a pack here. You've got Andy Behan, David Long and Ray Birch. But then to be fair, you've also just not far behind them. You've got Ed Terrell and Bordetto, because I've forgotten Bordetto's first name already.
Andrea.
Andrea, I've just looked it up on the broadcast app. So yeah, I'm going to move the broadcast app to that screen. I think it's going to be better for me. And I'll move OBS to that one. Right. There we go. Yeah, oh, that is better. Okay. David
Gareth
Long.
Ronda's about to get received or about to get a 10-second penalty as well.
Oh, that's
causing a collision with 54.
He's currently in the pits by the looks of it. Yes, he is. So as he comes to pull in.
Oh, there's a collision. There's a collision between Andrea Baldetto and Ed Terrell.
Oh no.
That's lost Ed Terrell a load of positions. Neves goes past. Who else is going past? Loads of drivers are going past. Bruce Hopkins is past. He's down to 17th then. Right, it's a long old time though, this race. This race is a very long race. We've got plenty of time for these positions to be remade.
So I don't know if you've noticed, but Gareth had quite, I mean, it must have been for that collision that you highlighted that I completely missed. So he had quite a bit of damage on the front end of his Jaguar. So, and he's Marcus Haller is up into 9th now, chasing down Paddy Redmond by the looks of it.
It looks like Daniel Duret's had an issue. He's lost. He's 10 and a half. Yeah, must have had an issue somewhere during the lap. He's lost 11 seconds. He's down to 5th place. Let's go back and have a little look, see if I can see what the issue is. Too sure there. We can.
So Nemeth is just running away with it currently, isn't he? Really?
Yeah, Daniel Duret was his best bit of competition, but he's had an incident somewhere. I'm just waiting for the replay to load, and I'll let you know what's happened there. Got warnings coming in for car number 8.
Yeah.
The other bits and pieces coming
We
through
try
as well. Let's
see if we can see what happens. Gone back a minute.
it's at the start. It's through. He loses it himself. It's through Maggots Beckett's Chapel. Is how early on it is. So
Okay.
the rear end just comes round and says hello to the front end essentially and spins him round. So he's pushing too hard to get onto the back of Nemeth, and he's paid the price then.
Fair enough. As it's a slow car up ahead here. Yeah, there's quite a few drivers I think are having little moments as we ride on board with Philip Menzies in a bit of a pack. Thank you, Rico. That's Ricardo from RD. Thanks, mate, for subscribing. I'm having to do the...
And Ricardo, I understand your comment. It is very weird because I'm not used to just doing the commentating. I normally do the broadcast. We had internet issues earlier on, and now we've had to give the broadcast over to Paul. But I'm used to being in control of things, so I commentate on what I'm watching, not actually looking at the stream because my internet's been so.
I am sharing my screen with you just in case it works for you. So it is there if you want to fall back onto it.
Have a little dabble. We might have a little dabble later. We'll see if we can test the waters.
So we're just looking at Bordetto at the moment, who's being chased down by Duret, who had that moment not long ago. I mean, last lap was a 2:12. Obviously, that was the lap he had the incident. They're coming around to complete another one. And then just ahead of Bordetto, we've got Ray Birch in the Ferrari. So, potential for Duret to get a couple of places in the next couple of laps. Just does a 2:01.3, and Ray Birch does a 2:01.7. So, gained half a second on him there. So, we'll be looking to make the pass. But, Silverstone, even though it's a fast... Oh, no! He's lost it again!
He's just pushing so hard. with that
Can't even
Ferrari,
see
just
him.
to get
Can't
onto
even
the back
see
of
him. The camera has lost him. That just saw him in the background. And now he's
He
got.
hasn't lost any positions, but he's definitely got Isberg and Haller. Haller's getting an overtake there on Isberg, going down.
Paddy Redmond's
Hang on,
just
straight.
sort of watching from a distance there as well. So let's go on board with Paddy. So this is quite a close battle there, because you've got Isberg just up ahead of following Haller, and Isberg just runs a little wide there. That would have probably been a track cut unless he lifted off. And Paddy's right over him now. As we will look back from Oscar Isberg, not sure how you pronounce it. Sorry, Oscar. As Paddy goes to have a little look. Paddy just looks a little bit more on it at the moment in this particular phase of the race. We've just had 10 minutes of the race go by already. So as these two battle, it does look like that Haller and Jarrett are dropping them ever so slightly. Jarrett mostly. But it looks like Haller might. So Isberg now is 1.1 seconds off the back of Haller. And Redmond still close by and keeping Isberg company. And I've just realised, I don't think the... where have they gone? Oh no, they are there. Okay. As Paddy looks to go on the right hand side into Maggots and Beckett's and makes it stick. Does he? Yes, he does, and just nicely brings the car under control. As I can see more penalties incoming. Dan, have you got any updates on those?
Yeah, I'm just going to have a little look at the penalty. Sorry about that. Even more technical difficulties. So we've got a 10-second penalty for 23. We've already done 5 seconds for car 55, which was car 12 was already braking, but 55 was moving under braking and then cut the nose off of car number 12. We've got 5-second penalty for number 19, who understeering into the side of 133, causing 133 to lose control. I'm about to get a 10-second penalty for car 133 as well for braking late and spinning car number 8, and that's where we're at so far. Sorry about the.
It's all right, mate. I don't think anybody noticed because I'm doing the stream, so it's.
Sorry, I'm having so many technical difficulties this evening. It's like the worst case scenario to be on. How are we getting on? So David Long chasing down Bahan.
Yes. But Bahan's 8.6. Yeah, I mean Bahan's quickest lap is a 1:59.9, and his last lap is a 2:01. And then if you look at Bahan, his quickest lap is a 2:05, and then his last lap was a 2:01.2. So last time round, Nemeth was 1.2 seconds faster. You know, it's just and I know the Aston's quick, but the problem is he's got to try and get past Bahan. If he doesn't, then he's likely to struggle. Marcus Haller currently on his own in 7th, but has a 5-second penalty to go with that, and we'll take that during his pit stop. I'm trying to find let's give Eric Eckhart von Glan and this little battle here with Neves a bit of airtime, shall we? Because we're here for an hour, so let's give some people some love as we ride on board.
Just behind Eckhart von Glan as well, just touching on the subject, is Alice McGuigan as well. We were talking about like keeping it clean and staying safe, and she's certainly doing so.
Yeah, she's got Louis behind, who's then got Ed Terrell close there. So there's a couple of close little battles going on, really, aren't there? Which is nice to see, because if you're not fighting anybody, it can get a little bit boring out there. But Neves has a 10-second penalty, so he's going to drop back during the pit window. So try that he might. Eckhart von Glan's now got past him, hasn't he? So
yeah, that was coming out of the turn 1. I think they got a better run out. Bentley got a better turn of power down than
here's a nice little trio of Mark Shondalan's, Hopkins and Koivisto. Yeah, well, I'm sure we're butchering all the blooming names, but yeah. I can see that Avocado's in chat this evening, so good evening, Avocado. Hope you're well.
Causing a stir as ever.
Yeah, trying to, you know, basically, you know, he's anti-British by all accounts. Spit. You wait, keyboard warrior.
So here's some more penalties coming through then. So car 23 is going to get a 10-second penalty. That's going to be Gareth Rondo. He's currently 2 laps down on the rest of the pack as well, which isn't great. Car 133, just already discussed. Got he's about to get a second
Bruce
10-second
Hopkins,
penalty.
so runs a little bit deep, which has opened the door for Chardonnans, because I thought that Bruce was all over the back of Jonas Kovisto, but he kind of just outbraked himself, which has now put him into the into Mark's kind of you know, target site. So can he, as we go into the first corner, can he stick with him? The Ferrari one's a little bit wide, which may mean it's lost a bit of momentum. So just stick behind it, and you're looking for the straight, really, aren't you, to try and get into the slipstream to make the... I should know the corner names at Silverstone, really, but I don't. So,
I mean, I thought I did, but I think just the panic of this evening and how temperamental my internet's been, I'm just totally not prepared this evening as much as I'd like to be. And there's a car number 24 is off in Maggots Beckett's. That is... who's car 24? Again, total preparedness.
Ed Terrell.
Ed Terrell, then, not having a great race here this evening, is Ed.
No.
And let's have a little look at how the championship is being affected by the positions on track at the moment. So, obviously, we said the battle between Bahan and Long still raging out on track. Bahan needs to win the race and pick up the double point 50 pointer that's on offer this evening. David Long needs the DNF for Bahan to take the championship. Actually, I think they may be tied. So I think either way, Long's going to get the championship on race wins with those 5 wins that he's picked up during the season. And then in the AMS, Baldetto is in P5, and unfortunately, it looks like Sorensen's down in 22nd then with a 20-second time penalty as well. So he's not having the greatest of races this evening, I don't think. Sorensen, I think he might have thrown away the championship.
Yeah, he fell back a little bit, didn't he? If we could just, you know, this is where, you know, this is our top 24 because that's all you can show on the timetable in game at the moment. But yeah, I think he fell back a little bit at the start. I did notice that, but I didn't really comment on it. So, but again, he's got the pace. It's just trying to put that whole package together, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. And we're having a look at a few more incidents coming through. 10-second penalty for car 21, braking late and spinning car 24. And then we've got 10-second penalty for car number 3. Number 3 overtake on 492 on the outside line, but didn't leave enough space for 492, causing, I assume, 492 to spin. And then we've got a few racing incidents and warnings coming through as well. So let us know in the chat how you're getting on. Obviously, we're here for one-hour race this evening. It's the finale of ACCSimSeries Bronze. But we've run into a few technical difficulties throughout the evening, but we're still here. Philip Menzies then yellow flagged through Maggots Beckett as well. Struggling to get that AMG under control.
But he's also not too far away from Wilden, I don't think, is he? Like his... was it Wilden? No, Soren. Oh. Sorensen's got 20 seconds worth of penalties. So's Gareth. That's gonna hurt. That is gonna hurt. But it's good to see Gareth still going. He's got David Wirch for company up ahead.
Those two had a collision earlier as well, so it's
a revenge. So Mark Chardonnans still hasn't got past, but Bruce Hopkins is now back all over the rear of Jonas Kovisto. Bruce just loses it as we go on board with him and started heading towards the pits. So let's have a look at that. Remember how to... Bruce did a Glover. What are you on about, cheeky so-and-so? So... runs a little bit wide onto the AstroTurf, and that sends the car into the pit lane.
It would have been a great pit entry if it was a minute later and the pit lane was open, but...
Unbelievable.
See a 10-second penalty applied to car 24 as well.
And car 24 is Ed Terrell. So, man, we not long so kind of just saw recovering after an incident. So, but because of that moment of going into the pits, that's allowed Mark Chardonnay to try and get onto the back of Jonas Kavitsto, who's all over the back of Oscar Isberg for the moment as well. But so these guys, I think, will probably start getting sick and tired of seeing each other lap after lap. But it looks like Mark's got a decent run there on him. Oh, nearly outbraked himself and went into the back of Oscar there. Managed to... Oh, wrong button. Managed to avoid him, which is good. So now, I think this is Hanger Straight, isn't it, this one? Or was that the other straight?
Yeah.
This is Hanger Straight. So you see that building on the right-hand side there, as we go down? I did hospitality...
this is the Wellington Straight, so...
So this is the new... Yeah, I watched MotoGP there on that bit, and we were in that hospitality bit. It was terrible. Everybody that was in the hospitality complained. It was terrible. You were like sardines in there. It was absolutely horrendous. So everybody got free tickets to the, I think, even to the British Superbikes or to the World Superbikes as like a kind of sorry about that. So anyway.
Classic British people at British MotoGP complaining and getting free stuff.
It was terrible. I mean, I've been very fortunate. I've done a few hospitality things at things like Goodwood Festival Speed, a couple of Grand Prix. Been very, very lucky, but that was the worst thing I've ever been to. So what was better is when I was in the grandstands on start-finish straight at Silverstone in 2008 when it absolutely chucked it down with rain. Didn't care the fact it was raining because the atmosphere was unbelievable. So yeah. But anyway, so yeah, let us know in chat if you've been to any Formula 1 races, of which as we're watching this battle still, Mark Sonden's all over the back of Kavitsto. Nearly goes into the back of him again because Kavitsto just kind of loses it just a tiny bit. Goes to make the move on the inside. I need to switch camera. Here we go. Thinks better of it, which I think is the smart thing to do. But we're coming to the breaking point where they normally came together last time. So he goes on the inside. Look at that, deep on the brakes. Kavitsto was kind of expecting it, I think. And you see the different lines they take there entirely. But then Mark's run wide there, so he's gone onto the grass, which will affect his exit. Pit window's now open. But can Chardonnay's run away with it? I see another 10-second penalty with car 77's just come in there.
Have a little look what that's for. So car
Is it 77?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I was a little bit behind.
It was. It's the Chardonnay's. Yeah, it's for the guy we're looking at. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So 77 hit 66, causing him to spin. 66 being
Gary Allen.
Allen. Yeah.
This man here. Who's going well? He's in 10th. That's good.
Yeah, he's doing really well this evening. Others are getting on.
Look at my boy Paddy in 8th. So
keeping it clean, mate. He's keeping it clean. 10-second penalty for 24. We've already discussed that for braking late and making contact at 108, and about to see a 5-second penalty for 977, which is
really
for a penalty being changed earlier on.
Oh. Okay.
They gave a car a warning, and they've now changed that to them receiving a time penalty after further investigation.
Oh, so the stewards deciding on different penalties. Let's take a look at third and fourth. This pretty close together here. I think Long's got past Behan finally to move up into second position. So Long with a 5-second penalty. So if I was Behan, I'd just try and stick with him. You haven't really got to fight him. If you can keep the pit stop clean. But look at that gap between Nemeth and Long. I mean Nemeth,
It's substantial, isn't it?
yeah. I mean he's absolutely flying, this man. Which is great for him, but just not great for the stream. So you know, I mean, what we want is entertainment, isn't it? So, yeah, he's just on another level. And to be fair, I mean, after the last couple of races where he's been spinning, this is really good to see, isn't it? But it might be like one of his favourite tracks, which we've touched on, you know, before, haven't we? Where certain drivers have their favourites. This could be one of his.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm particularly fond of Silverstone. I do like the track, like the layout. I put a lot of time in it, and it's really, really fun to drive. And there's definitely those that enjoy Silverstone that might not enjoy Laguna, and that's why we have all these variety of tracks on the championship as well. As number 8's got a stop and go 30 for speed in the pit lane. Who is number 8? That is Dieter Santana, all the way at the back of the grid, about 2 or 3 laps down now.
Ouch.
Actually, that's what's caused him to leave. So that's really good standards there. That's not what we come to expect. If you make a mistake, just suffer the consequences, my friend, and just get on with it and deal with it. So he has left the session.
As we're riding on board with Durette, the best a man can get. Somebody says in chat, the best part of my favourite part of Silverstone is the finish line. How many times have
I'd ask you if you agree with that, Paul, but I don't think I've ever seen you finish a Silverstone race, have you? You didn't finish sec at Silverstone, which was the last race we did.
Yeah, yeah. I did finish the wet race we did.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have the pleasure of taking part in that one. Heard that's like ACCSS folklore. As Daniel Durette dives into the pit lane, and David Long's also in the pit.
Yeah, we're just riding on board with Durette, the best a man can get.
Baldwin Louis probably a close, or actually Sorensen on McGuigan as well is 2 close battles between Baldwin Louis and Eckhart von Glan and Alice McGuigan and Jacob Sorensen. Obviously, Jacob Sorensen battling his way to get back to the front of the order to put some pressure on Baldetto. Really, he has got that 10-second penalty, but then again, Sorensen has got the 20-second penalty. So there's no winners or losers there. So
it's like
we have noticed and we have mentioned. Yeah, we have noticed and have mentioned before that the McLaren is particularly strong around this track.
Looks like he's got a bit of damage on that Lexus, doesn't he, as well? Especially down the right-hand side there.
Yeah, he must be involved in a couple of incidents here or there.
Well, hence why he's got the 20-second penalty.
Yeah.
There's a car leaving the pits there in the Aston Martin. That's that David Long, isn't it? Yeah.
David Long, I think, slotting in between these two.
Yeah. Let's. This is probably, by looks of it, one of the closest battles out on track at the moment. See, Durette is also out of his pit stop. Currently in 16th position after that. So, Jake, you know, he's not far behind this battle here. Sorensen looks at the inside of Alice McGuigan and makes the move stick. Alice took a slightly different line there to the Lexus. These two still to pit, and when Sorensen does pit, he will have to serve that 20-second penalty. And Tourette will be the Beast Racing name again. It's funny because my PC name is Beast. So there we go. But he's still got 30 minutes to make a few moves up. So what if you were Behan? Do you come in this lap? I mean,
Oh yeah, he's not really got any. He's going to be when you run into traffic. But if you look at the track map, he's miles away from the next car. And I mean, there's only 8 minutes, and there's a lot of the field left to pit. I mean, Vita Espello, Chardonnans has all jumped into the pit. David Long and Durrett have cleared their pit stop. I mean, it's not like it's ideally you want to pit when you're catching traffic so that you don't get held up too much. But a lot of these drivers are in a lot of free and open air, so they're not going to run into traffic for some time.
yeah, true. Like you say, I mean, the lap times are what, he's doing 2 minutes 5. He's doing 2 minutes 7s, 2 minute 5. So he's not far off the pace of what Nemeth is doing now, but obviously, Nemeth is nearly 20 seconds up the road, so he doesn't necessarily have to push at the moment. Currently in third position is this man, Ray Birch, in the Rari. And he's closely followed by...
Oh, as Andy Bahan's gone really, really deep, actually. I made a mistake coming down the Wellington Straight into Brooklands. He missed his braking point completely, and that'll find him way into the pit stop. He's pretty much ruined those tyres there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we just caught... I'll see if we can get a little bit further back and see that when it decides to finish. So he comes down. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Just decides he doesn't want to brake.
So yeah, like you say, he's now headed into the pits. Could have been a worse mistake, couldn't it, really? But
it could have.
I don't think he would have thrown that 5 seconds because David Long had that 5 seconds penalty.
This would be the perfect opportunity to pit for Nemeth. He's catching back markers now. He's sat behind, I believe, it's not too sure who it is. It's 492. Whoever 492 is. That's Stephen Wiley at the back of the grid. So he's catching that driver. Has caught that driver and has let him pass, but he is catching the back of a big train of traffic now, as he probably wants to maybe look to clear his pit stop now or in the next couple of laps. Christian Smith's in the pits as well.
We're just trying to keep an eye on where Behan is and where David Long is. I think Behan's left the pits. Yeah, there we are. He's ahead of David Long. So let's wait for the timings to do its thing, because we know how this game likes to mess with us. To see what that gap actually is once they cross the timing line. Maybe 2 or 3 seconds.
MF does come into the pits as well. McGuigan's in, McCloskey's in, Fernandez is in. Oh, there's a collision. Oh, that's going to cost Nemeth some problems there. He's just rear-ended Ed Terrell going into the pit stop. So Ed's not having the greatest of races, to be honest, is he, this evening? Is Mr. Terrell. He's just clattered the back of him.
Back a little bit further.
Who does that leave out? Ray Birch is out on track.
Watching what happened there. So he just comes in a little bit too hot.
Oh, actually, you see on the sideline, there's a Bentley spun round as well.
Oh yeah.
Just noticed that.
Amazing. So
Bentley of Craig Gibson was in P18.
That's probably Nemeth not realising that he isn't in the pit yet, so you can't ghost. Because once you get to a certain point, obviously you can drive through each other, and maybe that's what he was, what he's expecting. So I wonder how the stewards will view that.
I'll have a little look on the stewards sheet.
He nearly hits the wall as the.
Car number 3 is about to get a 10-second penalty for everyone's favourite thing, crossing the pit exit line.
Who's car number?
Ian Otley in 26.
Oh, poor Ian. Yeah. So our man Gareth Ronda still finds himself in 28th. He has still to clear his pit stop and has 20-second penalty. We've 3.5 minutes of the pit window to go. He's going round another lap. No, he's in the new complex bit. Okay, I always get confused because I see the pit lane. So, oh, what? Hold on a second. Breaking news. Nemeth hasn't changed. Look, he's still got his mandatory pit stop in place.
Oh, so that's going to ruin Nemeth's race then. And Nemeth hasn't cleared his mandatory pit stop, so not only did he absolutely deck Terrell going into the pit stop, he's not actually completed his mandatory pit, so he's come out in 4th behind Gary Allen. 5th is Andy Bahan.
And he runs
just do a
wide
drive
there.
through then. I'll go back and have a look. You keep on board with the action. I'll have a little look at what's happened here. Lucas Nemeth.
Yeah, so Ray Birch in the pits.
Oh, he stopped?
But we saw that the other day as well. He's coming back into the pits now. Oh, I tell you what, I think he might. Oh no, there's the line. There we go. No, thought he might have spent in the pit lane, but I think he's okay. I think I saw that it was the wrong line. I was panicking over. So Ray Birch,
so
Haller,
all of our
and
leaders
Allen
are in. Birch
yeah.
is in, Haller.
So where's Behan? Where is he out on track? Coming round now.
Coming past the start finish
And
now.
we've long in very close company with a back marker ahead of them. We go on board with Long, the back marker. Oh no!
Oh, the back marker!
Oh no!
Behan! Oh no, that Ferrari. I'm not too sure who it is.
Oh no!
Is it McCloskey? No, it's not McCloskey. It's Hamal. No. Oh, it's Ian Otley. Ian Otley was the back marker that's collected him. Ian Otley's lost it going into the corner and collected Nemeth, and that's
to watch it on
pretty much
stream.
effectively secured the championship.
There we go. Just loses it into the corner. Oh! To be fair, that could have been a hell of a lot worse because Behan caught that right on the pit exit and just carried on going. While he won't have got away without any damage, at least he didn't go into the barrier. So you've got to take the positives from that. He's now 4 seconds back behind David Long. That's just a bit of bad luck, really. It wasn't as if the back marker was just lost in his own accord. And and I think, looking at it, I think Ian Otley's probably quit now. As I went to click the name and he's disappeared, I think. But
no, he's only 27th.
He's in the pits. Yeah.
We have lost 2 or 3 cars this evening. Gary Allen's had a bit of a slip coming through Maggots and Beckett's. Falling down the order down to 14. Lucas Nemeth there. Laszlo Nemeth, sorry. After clearing his pit stop for the second time, has come out in P6.
So we saw the aftermath of that. Just hit the barrier as well. Kind of a bit of a, I've got to say, a bit of a poor re-entry from Allen as well there. He might get a penalty for that. But yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, won't let me go further back. Okay, all right, well I tried. But yeah, I'm not sure these guys. I'm not sure if these guys will be happy with the re-entry that he's done there. Just a reminder, drivers can call out anything they observe. They've got to call their driver number and the offence that they see. The driver steward will timestamp it, and then the other stewards will go and take a look and see if they see an offence.
A nice big pack coming through now, going down the hanger straight, and it involves Kavitsto, Shardnans, Allen. Obviously, Allen following that spin. They're probably the closest battle on track. Paddy Redmond was within a couple of attempts of Nemeth, but obviously Nemeth having the far superior speed at the moment, as we saw him out in the lead, and he would be higher up the order if he didn't have to pit twice in this race. So Paddy Redmond's just going to have to try and strap in for the ride. Let's have a little look who else is down the order. This is probably the closest battle on track, this P12, 13, 14 battle.
Yeah, yeah, we're looking at it. So we're looking at Jonas Caristo. Moment. Like you say, Chardonnans he's got Gary Allen in close proximity to him. Got this little trio at the moment.
A 10-second penalty coming in for car 108. It's Craig Gibson.
We've got another back
National
marker.
contact
We've
with car
got
21.
another back marker here. That looks a bit. Is that Ian Otley
I think
again?
that's Ian Otley.
Oh, Ian, please don't call. Oh. Right, can breathe now.
To clear. To be fair, he's not managed to clear his pit stop and he's still in the race, which is better showing than 3 of the drivers on track this evening because they've left.
Yeah, well, the only way you're going to get better is by going round, isn't it, really? So, yeah. Let's be honest. Go around and find himself back in 14th after that moment that he had, which we caught the end of into the barrier. And he's got
Andy Bahan spun as well, coming through Maggots and Beckett's, and has lost out on the position to Daniel Durrett. Spun on his own accord.
Go back and have a look. See if we can see that. Oh no, we look at the wrong car actually. Oh, rubbish. That wasn't the replay I was looking for. It helps if you. It does help if you click the right car name. Moron. Actually, we might see it.
I think it's coming into here.
Yeah, oh,
goes over the curb,
yeah.
little bump.
Oh, just couldn't quite keep it. Had to wait there, which is good. Was that Durrett that went by?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, it was Daniel Durrett going past.
Yeah, yeah. Into second place. So he's only. I mean, I say only, but he was 10 seconds. He's 10 seconds behind Long. So he's got 18 minutes on the clock. Can he close that down?
Potentially, I mean, it's definitely there.
Thanks for sitting on the fence. Did that hurt?
Sorry, I've just been disconnected from the server again, so I'm just trying to sort out.
Oh, blimey! Okay, you know what I mean, Matt?
The technical issues have made me go from really hype when we started this stream to really flat, and I'm just trying to carry the energy through.
It's alright. Most streams you're yawning anyway at the moment, you know.
Yeah. Well, because of the stress of the technical difficulties, I've gone from standing to sitting. So, Alan is past Chardonnans then. He's up to P12. He's already opened that gap open as well.
He's obviously got some pace as we go on board with Mark Chardonnans, and we can see Alan. I mean, it's a drive through for Nemeth. Is that corner cutting?
That's track limits.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be track limits then.
His race is falling apart. There I was, giving him all the praise earlier on. I think I gave him the kiss of death. Because he's obviously got pace.
I nearly paid out that.
Yeah.
I nearly paid out that prediction early as well.
Oh no, you should never do that in the race. Yeah. Yeah.
How much of a mare that Durrett had at the start. I paid out that prediction early, but glad I didn't. So David Long leads then by nearly 10 seconds from Daniel Durrett.
I've run out of F's, someone says in chat.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the yawn. There we go. So it wouldn't be a stream review DT if you weren't yawning.
Oh, honestly, sorry lads. It's been a difficult one. Getting a bit stressed.
So, I mean, Paddy's had a pretty uneventful race, which is unlike Paddy, but it's good to see. And he finds him in 7th. He started 10th, so he's gained 4 positions. And he's about to gain.
Nemeth nearly.
He's about to gain another one, isn't he? So what's Nemeth need?
Nearly killing Christian Smith down in 25th, going through farm, and went over the sausage and nearly collected.
Okay,
Christian
we'll
Smith.
just take a. We'll
Pushing
take a.
too hard, man. Like, I'm not saying that his race is over, but it's not over.
We'll just take a look at the replay now. Yeah.
I'm not saying Nemeth's race is over, but he's just forcing his way past these cars.
Oh,
that
yeah. Was close. Woo. Woo. That was close. Yeah, and he's in the pits clearing his drive-through now. So that's promoted Paddy Redman up into 6, so he's now gained 5 positions, 4 positions, or whatever, since the start. But he finds himself 13 seconds behind Haller. So unless Haller throws it away, I can't see Paddy gaining another position. But where's Nemeth going to come out as he crosses the pit line exit?
Stop and go for speed into the pit lane.
Oh my God, it gets worse. See, just shows you, doesn't it? A race is more than pace. It's like that.
Make these.
You could have that. You could have that slogan. Race is more than pace.
I'll put it on the next. I'll put it on the next sticker.
Yeah, race is more than pace, because it's about the whole package. It's a bit like what I was saying about Paddy last week. It's about, you know, trying to learn your racecraft, not to force things, not to push too hard, knowing when to push, when not to push, and that comes with practice. Yes. So yeah, I mean, maybe he's spitting feathers right now, but he's only got himself to blame. I can see that the battle between 14th, 15th and 16th is looking a little bit tasty right now.
It is, certainly is.
Look at Baldwin Louis as he goes to look on the inside of the Bentley. The Bentley gives him nice bit of room, but the Bentley then has the inside line for the next corner. But he's then cut his nose off of the Aston. That's letting the other Aston have a look on the inside, but the Aston takes the curb, nearly loses it. And unfortunately, Baldwin Louis, Baldwin Louis gained a position. Sorry, that's Gary Allen that's lost a position there, trying to make the move originally on Eckhart von Glan. So that just shows you how quickly it can change.
Yeah, it all can go from bad to worse. Wilden looking at the back of Fernandez through the same section as well, P22 and P21.
Sweet. I much prefer this on-board camera, if I'm being honest. There we go. We'll both take a little bit of the grass there.
So, it's a nice little battle here going for... Oh, Sorensen gets spun round by McCloskey then. So Sorensen was in P20, having a really good battle between McGuigan, McCloskey and Sorensen between P18 and P20. And McCloskey was the third wheel in that sandwich and spin Sorensen round.
So we look at the replay of that. Getting better at hunting them down and clicking replay. Oh, McCloskey goes a little bit deep into the corner. So, oh yeah, then the Ferrari's just not read that, really. Don't think that was a move, really, that was on. If I'm being honest.
No, definitely not.
We'll see how the stewards view that one.
MF then falling down the order after serving the stop and go penalty.
Yeah. Well, still going though, to his credit. There we go, all nice and clear now. Probably, I think, 12 minutes to go. I reckon he can gain 3 or 4 positions.
All points at the end of the day, especially double points in the final race of the season. And we've got David Long 12 seconds ahead of Durrett now, who's another 6 seconds ahead of Bahan.
Yeah,
so
and he's coming
David
to
Long looks like he's got a...
Gareth.
Gone.
He's back to coming around Ronda as well. Durrett. Sorry, what are you going to say about David Long?
So it looks like, I was about to say, it looks like he's just putting a bow on the championship of sexy. 6 races, 6 race wins out of a possible 9. It's just, yeah, just looking that he's dominated the whole season. We'll have to see how he fares next season if he signs himself up.
Oh, the back marker nearly went into the back of Long there. Oh my God. Oh, there was me sitting there while you were chatting thinking, Oh, that's a good back marker, get it out of the way, but then completely misses their braking point. Oh
The thing
my!
is, though, that is the perfect thing to do. Oh, there's a Ferrari. I think it's Hopkins off to the side of the track there as well.
Just gonna.
That is the perfect thing to do if you miss your braking point. There's a lot of us have made mistakes like
Look
this
at
in the
that!
past,
How close was that?
where these cars will miss their braking point and still try and steer into the corner. That will then cause a collision would have caused a collision with David Long there because they're both steering into the same corner.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, it was that Ferrari that was facing the wrong way at the end of that.
It's Bruce Hopkins.
Was it? Okay, let's see if we can go back and see. We might have lost it, but we'll see. Let's go back a minute and see if we can find out what. As we look at Bruce Hopkins, was it Bruce Hopkins? I think I saw a Bentley in the background. I think it was Bruce Hopkins. I think it was a different Ferrari. I think it was but it might have been. Looked more like a shinier Ferrari, but could be wrong. Like a darker red, but
Oh yeah, it may have been. Sorry, that's my bad. I may have called out the wrong car there. I can't check because I'm now no longer in the game because of how many disconnects I've had. So I'm commentating from your screen share at the moment.
well, that's absolutely fine. Not a problem. These technical issues will happen from time to time. So David Long remains our race leader. Once the replay stops playing, it will give us a leaderboard and show us. But now 13 seconds. So either we've gone through the back markers, he's still gaining time on Jarrett. Behan currently in third, Birch fourth. I think you'll be happy with that, Birch. Haller fifth, Redmond sixth, Bordetto seventh, Eusebo in eighth, Isberg ninth, and Chardonnans rounds out your top 10. Oh, Batman. Nearly. It is a good race for Redmond, but he also had a good race last time, but he started at the back, so because he had penalty last time out. So if he hadn't had that penalty, I think he would have done really well, I think, because he's definitely got the pace. It's like I say, it's the racecraft, and he and I have talked about that. Basically, he's blaming his age, but I told him to stop doing that, so I wouldn't have it. Love it when the game has to try and find a car like that. As we watching Gary Allen in the Golf liveried Aston Martin. I think is that a back marker ahead of him? It's got to be, yeah, because it's an Aston. Hold on,
Yeah.
no, hold on. No, it is Louis. No, the timing board's just updated. Oh, nearly into the back of the Bruce Hopkins, the Ferrari. There goes Louis. So that's now, because he's gone too deep, that's now put him into the clutches of Gary Allen. Oh, Gary Allen there. When he looked to make a dive into this right-hander, no, he thinks better off it. You know, they're all looking a bit on the edge, aren't they, these two?
Yeah, everyone's looking at this whole little. This is the only real battle on track at the moment, but it really is looking on the edge of things.
Any moment they could just spin. It's where they're
Yeah,
kind of overdriving the car.
And it's going to happen from time to time. Like if the people are going to be trying to gain these last dying positions and points wise to see what they can put together for the championship. But at the end of the day, it's going to happen. Looking throughout the rest of the order, Oscar Isberg's up into P9. He's in P9, sorry, about a second off the back of Espello. Espello having a really good, clean race this race. I believe he's qualified somewhere near the back. I can't tell you because I can't see any
26.
of the information. So
yeah, that's really, the biggest gainer tonight. Yeah, he qualified 26 according to the broadcasting app. So, and even Jonas Koivisto, he finds himself in 11th. He qualified 21st. Oscar Isberg qualified 14th as well. So yeah, I mean, Ray Birch qualified 8th and is in 4th, so that's also decent. As where the likes of Daniel Jarrett, you know, are in their starting position, and Andy Behan are in their starting positions. And even Alice McGuigan's gained a few places. She started 25th. So yeah, and Eckhart.
It's that smooth and consistent. It's that smooth and consistent race that we were talking about earlier on, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's just keeping it steady,
and even
keeping it out of trouble.
And even this man here, Fito Fernandez, you know, he might only be 19th, but he's gained 10 positions. He started 29.
Yeah.
So, you know, and he's got, unfortunately for him, he's got Nemeth breathing down on him. So.
Yeah. I mean, that's breathing down. I would just move out of the way. To be honest, I would just let him go and
yeah,
don't
don't undo all your hard work. You know, right?
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, that does look like what he's doing, and that's kind of opening the door a little bit for Michael Wilden behind in the Porsche, because it slowed Fernandez down ever so slightly. Keep clicking the wrong button.
4 minutes to go then of our race this evening.
It's gone quick, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has gone really quick. Unfortunately, we've not got our podium screen that we can share with you all, so we'll still do drive of the day, and we'll keep it a sort of, yeah, we'll know who it is and we can celebrate that. But yeah, with technical difficulties we've run into this evening, we'll have to see how it goes, and hopefully we can get something settled out into the following season. We've already had a discussion behind closed doors that we definitely need to just look at this sort of provision in future of having the backup ready to go.
Yeah, it's always one of those things where you think about it, you never do it, and then when you come to need it, you're like, oh, we really should have done that.
Yeah.
Oh, Baldwin Louis, just trying to chase down Brew Hobson. Brew Hobson goes a little bit wide at the exit there. Like I say, I mean, I often say, and I will repeat myself every week, you know, if you're faster than the car ahead of you, you just brake that little bit earlier. You don't need to, you know, try and gain it in the braking zone, because that's where you're likely then to rear end them, and where, you know, and Silverstone has a lot of heavy braking points, so you tend to see it here. Again, Bruce Hopper goes a little bit wide, but he's got the inside line now. As Baldwin Louis is, I'd imagine, you know, might be getting a little bit frustrated. He's got the pace, but he's got Gary Allen right behind him as well, just for good measure. So, got to try and look forward without looking back. Easier said than done sometimes. Oh, it's Gary Allen is gaining right there on the braking zone. This little trio then, keeping us occupied. Thank you very much, giving us something.
They certainly are.
Giving us something to stream. Again, Bruce Hopkins runs wide again. Not looking particularly comfortable in that Rari. So, 10-second penalty for car 33. When did that come in? You see, Bo, did we miss that?
Should have been a little while ago. 33.
33 as we go on board him, he just
so
nearly went into the back of Chardonnans and has had to take evasive action. Oh, that was close. Let's take another look at that. Oh, hold on. Balls, I'm in the wrong... No, I'm at the right car. Yeah. So, goes past the back marker, I think that is. And again, in the same braking zone here, look, just... Oh,
Oh, pulls out of it. You see the jolt to the right.
Yeah.
The pulls out of the causing a collision as well. So.
Whew. I mean, oh, what the hell's going on behind there? See that?
Ferrari of, yeah, I think it's a back marker. I think it's a.
Craig Gibson and Olivier
Jonas,
Hamu.
no, that's the Aston. Olivier Hamu. They're battling for position then in between the battle of the
Yeah.
Kavitso and Ibuela that are
Oh
battling
my
to stay
God!
on
And now
track.
you've got and then you've got. So I'm using the keyboard just to flick through these, but you got as you say, and then you got these guys. Oh my God! This is going to
It's
get
just carnage. It's absolute carnage.
It's going to get a little bit tasty, potentially.
Last lap of the race then, as these guys come across the line for the final time in the ACCSimSeries bronze season.
Okay, it's David Long is coming round. To start the final lap, isn't he? Or is he
Sure, it said the leader has started the.
Oh, well, I don't know. Didn't hear
I
it.
don't know what's going on.
Well,
Yellow flag ahead. That's car number 17 off to the side.
let's go back to this little.
Well, that's Jose Neves as
Oh,
well.
look
That
at these
was
guys. Gary Allen's
interesting.
on the inside of Louis. Sorry to cut you off, but he's made the move.
Right.
Stick. And he'll now be going after one of these guys.
Hopkins is it now? Yeah, Hopkins.
I think it's
next,
Hopkins. Yeah, I wasn't too
It's-
sure. I
it's,
kind of.
it's Hopkins in that Ferrari there. It's Hopkins in the Ferrari.
Yeah. No, I wasn't too sure. I thought it was, but then I kind of like just sort of stopped because I was like, I'm not really confident. But again, you've got the back marker ahead of this in the Bentley, and that's Craig Gibson.
Yeah.
So. Keeping an eye on where. Oh, as Bruce Hopkins tries to make a move on the inside, but the problem is now the second part. He's now on the outside of the corner. He has to give the other car room, which he does. But then that's letting Gary Allen.
There's enough room to let Gary Allen come
Oh, it shows you, doesn't it? Like you can make a move, and So I think David Long. I don't remember hearing the message, which is really weird because normally I'm pretty good at hearing the message that
definitely.
leaders on the final lap or seeing the prompt. But
He's coming around Luffield then for
He
the
is,
final
yeah.
time. Coming to take both the checkered flag and the championship then, the TCS, the Championship Series number 4 bronze split championship for Tier 5 goes to David Long then, and Andrea Baldetto is going to come in P7 to secure the T6 championship, or the Tier 6 championship, with a win here in the AM split as well.
as we're looking at Gary Allen making a move now on Eunice Cavizzo, takes another position with Bruce Hopkins closely behind Eunice now. So back marker Bentley, Aston, Ferrari, Aston. So
Very complicated.
Bordetto is about to, he's the leading AM class tonight. So the top 6, all pros, and then the next 5 is that? Yeah, I can count. Our AMs. So Bordetto's leading the way. He's about to come round and finish the race. So he's on the top step of the AM podium. Oh, look at this! No!
Oh! So much going on. Hopkins on Cavizzo then.
Oh!
This is the last lap saloon. Oh, and Allen with Gibson, back markers in front. It looks like Allen's going to secure P10 then. Gary Allen, then Vito Espello, not Vito Espello, then Jovis Cavizzo, sorry. So Vito Espello will be P10. He's got a 10-second penalty though. Then Gary Allen, then Jonas Kavitso, and then Bruce Hopkins and Baldwin Louis will filter out that positioning. There it goes then. Gary Allen's going to take the final top 10. You like to bring the timetable up quickly and we can go through
I'm
drive
already.
of the day voting?
I was already on you. I was already on it before
Look
you
at
even.
that.
Yeah. It's
So
like.
there we go then. So we're going to vote for driver of the day in the chat. Let me just set the bot up so that I can actually feel like I've contributed something this evening. Because I've done absolutely nothing else.
What? Before you go through the leaderboard and do that, what are we going to do about the thing you planned after this?
Oh, we won't be able to do it. There's no chance.
Right, this is it.
So
yeah.
we won't be able to have a stream racer party this evening. I thought we'll have to time it in, maybe with Sec or the Silverstone event, depending on where we go. But for drive of the day, then, so vote for David Long, it's P1, Daniel Durrett is P2, Andy Bahan is P3, Ray Birch is P4, Marcus Hall is P5, Paddy Redmond's P6, Andrea Baldetto is P7, Oscar Isberg is P8, Mark Chardonnans is P9, and Gary Allen then is P10. That is going to give out your leaderboard for the evening.
Yeah. So
that's going to be it then. That is the end of the season. We've got no podium. We've got David Long, Daniel Durrett, and Andy Bahan on the Tier 5 podium, and Baldetto, Isberg, and Chardonnans on the Tier 6 podium. We're just left to find out what the drive of the day vote is going to be. So we leave it there for another 30 seconds. It's really flat now because we normally have like a party, we normally have a chilly evening, like have a good fun, and it's just gone from. I mean, but thank you very much, Paul, for stepping in and getting the stream up and running for us this evening.
yeah, no worries. We'll next time we'll have all the bits and I can have
all the bells and whistles.
Well, I've got a stream deck, so it's like I can set it all up properly, so we're in a better position, and yeah, we can make sure that we've got it as backup. So.
Okay then. So your driver of the day is going to be a tie between.
You're welcome.
Give me.
Babe.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. You can decide. It's between Paul. It's between Ray Birch, Paddy Redmond, who did get it last week, and Mark Chardonnans. So it's up.
So who was
you.
It was
Ray Birch, Paddy Redmond, or Mark Chardonnans.
I'll give it to Ray Birch.
There you go then. So Ray Birch is going to be your driver of the day for the finale, and that is it. That is it for the bronze split action.
We are done.
We are done for the season, and like I said, David Long taking that Tier 5 championship win, and Andrea Baldetto taking that Tier 6 championship win, and that's where it's going to lie. Well, thank you very much for joining us, though, guys in the chat, guys in the stream. Thank you very much for the TV. Well, we've had the TV issues this evening, and thank you very much for being alongside me this season, Paul. It's been really good fun having you here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah,
we can hopefully we can carry it on into the next season and go from there essentially. So that'll be it this evening.
There is no intro or outro anything now. So literally,
yeah, we've got nothing this evening.
It's literally, we're literally going to say goodbye, and then the stream's just going to go dead. So any last words, Dan?
I haven't got any last words. Thank you very much for all the drivers for taking part. Thank you, like I said, for yourself for stepping up this evening and being with me.
When do they find out about the season 5 tracks? Is that on Sunday?
It might be. Depends how I feel. I've got over this technical nightmare of this weekend.
Yeah.
But we are ready to go with season 5. Season 5 is prepared. It is ready to go.
Yeah,
there won't be any British GT,
I know the
tracks,
but I've kept them to myself. So I haven't told anybody.
There won't be any British GT tracks in the championship. We're going to give it the same treatment as we gave Imola and give it another season. Oh, the predictions. Sorry, Rob. There we go. Let me do that quickly because I've actually thrown a complete paddy and closed Twitch, closed everything in a heat of disagreement. Rob wants his wife coins back. Who was it that won? Nemeth or Durrett? It was Durrett, wasn't it?
It was Durrett. Finished 4th. Yeah. Yeah, you got to do that before we go.
There you go. I've paid that out then. I've paid that one out and enjoy. Right, that's gonna be it. That's it for the evening. Right. I'll let you sign off, Paul. See you later.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Going for a beer.
See you next season. Take care. Look after yourselves. Cheerio.